I'm speaking with Bishop John Selders of Moral Monday, and we're talking about an action they're doing, a solemn fast for justice. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Brother Stan. I'm glad to be here. And you're correct. We called a fast 11 days ago. We entered this morning, day 11, solemn fast from sunup to sundown. And we had a simple ask that the governor and the leadership of the legislature, the state legislature, would come back into session and make their first order of business policing. And we've just gotten word today that a deal is done and that they will be brought back into session in the next few weeks, and we have a date. And so we are calling our fast, and I believe we can claim victory. We've had legislators say, you helped us, and you and the faith leaders that took on the fast helped to create the urgency for what we need to do.
That's great. So how many people were involved? What are some of the names and titles?
Sure. So we were supported by the leadership of the United Church of Christ here in the state of Connecticut. Mm-hmm. The Reverend Ken Salati joined us, along with the Episcopal Church and the Diocese of Connecticut. Bishop Ian Douglas and Bishop Laura Aarons also joined us. We've had Rabbi Herb Brockman and others from the Jewish community. We've had great support from Dr. Bilal Ansari and Imam Kashif from the Hartford Mosque and the Berlin Mosque, Imam Rafa. And young people joined us and prayed prayers with us. And we had certainly leadership from congregations and faith communities here locally and throughout the state. Reverend Dr. Anthony Bennett from Bridgeport, Mount Airy Church in Bridgeport joined us. So we had a cross-section of lots of folk who joined us on the fast. We even had state legislature officials, State Representative Robin Porter and State Representative Ann Hughes, and of course, State Senator Gary Winfield, who were right here with us and who led the charge.
And where is the here? Did you do it by the Capitol?
We were on the grounds. We, for 11 days, were here on the Capitol grounds from about 8 in the morning till sunset.
What's it like fasting all day?
Yeah, well, fasting is fasting. I grew up with it in my Christian community roots. Fasting was an important faith piece for us, and so it was like revisiting my roots in a certain kind of way.
But did you ever do it so many days?
Oh, sure. I've done fasts, 20-day fast, 40-day Daniel fast. I've done a myriad of different fasting. So I guess I've lived a fasted life, one might be able to say. But certainly fasting in all kinds of ways, in the more traditional ways, eating and drinking, and then, of course, in other kinds of ways, during periods of Lent and Advent. In the Christian tradition, oftentimes where fasting is used. But I've also, we've never done one here quite in this way. Fasting is also used as a political tool. And, Mahatma Gandhi probably is the most famous one, but Dr. King and folk in the civil rights movement as well joined in on fast at particular times and hunger strikes and other kinds of tools. Cesar Chavez and Dorothy Day. And so it's being used as well as a political tool. And we were leaning into our faith, but also certainly responding in this Black Lives Matter moment, what it might mean to ask for something politically to happen and to have God's hand on it. And we believe that this was the time now to do it, and that God has helped us.
The last question was, what things would you hope the legislature would pass in terms of police brutality issues?
Well, we want a full authority conversation. Over the last several years, we've been dancing around legislation around police accountability. Again, State Senator Gary Winfield has led the charge, and State Representative Robin Porter. They've been engaged in lots of conversations, lots of different and varied reactions and responses to police accountability. And they've gotten some things passed. They've gotten some nominal work done. Now it's time, I believe, that a full-throated conversation can be had about some of the things that maybe haven't been able to get done now might be able to get done because of what we're doing now.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your report here and the success that has been achieved.
Thank you very much, Stan. Appreciate the call and the ask.
Bye-bye.